All right, cheers. We are back. It is 12 o'clock Eastern time, and I am happy to announce that my boy Messy Mike Massaglia has joined us for our first little segment, our first real segment. And so for those of you that don't know Mike, and I'll let him kind of introduce himself and a little bit about what he does. But Mike is actually one of the few people on my list today that actually has cooked at Riverfest before. I was here last year, having some fun and competing. He lives up in New Hampshire and has got barbecue catering business and Messy Mike's BBQ Sauce and all kinds of stuff going on. So, Mr. Messy Mike, welcome to Virtual Riverfest, brother.
What's going on?
And like
beautiful
I said,
beautiful day.
The beard, the COVID beard, is looking tremendous, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not growing it until this quarantine thing is over. So.
Yeah, that's like Wolfman Jack-ish going on. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's coming nicely, except the three colors, you know.
Yeah, you know what? That's what happens. So.
Yep.
Hey, so I gave you a little intro. Anything else you want to kind of fill in from your background and what you're up to?
So we started Messy Mike's in 2014. Basically, it was on a whim. My wife, sent me to Texas to a barbecue convention. I went by myself, so really didn't know anybody there, and I ended up hooking up with the right people. I hooked up with Robert Sierra, Steve Cardington, John Sweeney were like basically the first people I met, and then they introduced me to, I helped Malcolm Reed cook. So I mean, I went knowing absolutely nobody by myself, and it was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. I didn't know anything about barbecue at the time. I was just going because that's I kind of wanted to get into it a little bit, and then with just the people that I met and what we had going on, I fell in love with it. It's like a brotherhood, a family, and it's basically history ever since. I mean, I've gone up pretty much all over the country with barbecue and the MBBQA, which is a great organization. And just, I'm constantly learning, kind of just perfecting my craft, new products and kind of keeping up to date with the whole barbecue scene.
So I mentioned also that you do some barbecue sauce. So tell me a little bit more about that. What's going on with the sauce?
So we started the barbecue sauce in 2015. We have a original and then a spicy hot, but people say it's not that hot, but it's a very well balanced heat. So we started that in 2015. I entered it into the National Barbecue Awards of Excellence, and we ended up winning fifth best barbecue sauce in the country out of like 300 and something entries. We also entered it into the American Royal, which was the World Series of Barbecue, and we came in 48th out of 400 and something. So, to be in the top 50 in the world is pretty cool feeling. And we entered it again this year, but with all that's, going on, the contest has been postponed till I believe like September.
Yeah. Well, no, that's respectable. I was afraid that you're going to say we finished in the top 5 and out of 5, but no, super respectable. So listen, going back to last year, right? I tried to when I kind of kicked us off this morning, tried to paint the picture of Riverfest and what we do. It's never been a traditional hardcore barbecue competition, and that's kind of what I've always led. My chefs know and everything, but why don't you, from a first timer's point of view, and you and I barely even knew each other a year ago. Tell me what your experience was here for Riverfest.
It was a one of a kind experience. Just the people there are awesome. I mean, everybody was absolutely amazing. people are cooking ribs, briskets, tacos, poppers. I mean, just anything that basically was their specialty. And, everybody went around trying stuff out. But, and then in the meantime, you're also talking, you're having some drinks. Cornhole was obviously going on. And, I went there thinking I'll just do the competition, whatever. I'll hang out for a little bit, then I'll leave. I think I ended up staying until, Jesus, like 10:30. It's just great people, great time. It's definitely one of a kind of event. And it's just, it doesn't matter if you're doing ribs, brisket, whatever. It's just everybody getting together and just, talking barbecue, doing barbecue, trying it, and, just kind of having a good time. It's awesome.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate that. And that's kind of always been, like I said, when we started, it was just a small group of very tight friends and family. And, it was so much fun that we grew and grew and grew. And I want to say about 6 or 7 years into it, I knew that we had probably outgrown our backyard back in California when, people would show up that I had no idea who they were. And they're so, oh, yeah, we're friends with so-and-so. And I don't even know who they are. So we had the like 3 or 4 degree of separation. I said, well, maybe we maybe we bit off a little bit more than we can chew, but that's what it's all, met some great people. Then when we moved here, pretty much everybody was new to us. So, you guys know this, what's a better way to meet people? You get some food going on the grill or on the smoker, right?
Oh,
And,
100%.
so that's kind of what it's been for us. So, you gave me a sneak peek, and I think
Yeah.
it's only fair that we kind of show what you've been up to over there in terms of your food.
So it's been, I don't know if can you see it?
Oh yeah.
So we got chicken wings, pulled pork, big beef ribs, brisket, St. Louis ribs, pig, little garnish. Figured go with the, it's Texas style, so I figured I'd go with the pepper theme.
Dude, that is a pretty table. Now, please tell me you've got either people coming over or you're cooking for an event or something. Who's going to be eating all that food, Mike?
No, we got some people coming over. Coming over about 1:00. So I basically figured, if I'm going to do something, then I might as well cook for people instead of just do something and Katie and I eat it. It's a barbecue brings people together, and with this whole COVID thing and people not, being outside or getting together right now, I figured, the rules have changed a little bit. So, they're allowing gatherings. So I figured why not invite people over and just eat my food.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And I'm looking, I don't think you can see it on your device, but I got the comments both from our Facebook and YouTube stream coming in. And Dutch Kent says Messy Mike is setting the bar pretty high. Kent, you know what? You're absolutely right. I think if we were doing a full on competition, people would be getting a little nervous. So that's beautiful. So how many pounds is the pig?
So so I asked for a small pig, and they ended up giving me it was like 48, 49 pounds. Then I got beef, big beef ribs, which I got the pig from LeMay's Son's beef. I got the big beef ribs at LeMay and Sons. I got the brisket and the St. Louis ribs at FB Packing down in Boston. And then I got chicken wings, which I just ended up getting at BJ's, and pulled pork that I also got at LeMay's. So, trying to keep it local. They do a great job. The beef ribs were actually just cut yesterday. So, they're basically as fresh as can be. So yeah.
What now take us over, if you can, take us over to your pit. What'd you cook? Did you cook everything in one pit or
so I got these pits right here.
Is that Howie's old pit there?
What?
Is that Howie's old pit?
So this is Howie's old pit.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. And then so that's a laying, And then that's a Meadow Creek TS 250, 250-gallon tank with a chicken cooker. So I cooked the chicken wings on that. And then I cooked everything else in this old hickory right here. So this puppy can fit close to a 50-pound pig, beef ribs, brisket, pulled porks, ribs.
You got the setup, man.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it looks like the start of your own little pop-up restaurant right there in your driveway.
Yeah, it basically is. My neighbors are lucky.
Well, listen, that's what everybody says, right? With any of us that like to smoke and like to cook a lot. It's like, oh, your neighbors must either love you or hate you, right?
Yep. Well, they don't mind the smoke if you bring them food or if you provide food.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. And then yeah. So we've been up here since I'd say 4:30 this morning. Got my neighbor helping me out, a couple other guys, and yeah, we just been up since 4:30. The brisket and the pulled pork went on last night about I'd say 8:30, and then everything else went on about 5 o'clock this morning.
So the pig went on at 5?
Yep.
So take us back. So, listen, a lot of people that, your casual smoker and griller and on ribs and a pork butt and the brisket, all the regular stuff, right? Not a lot of people, I think, have done a whole hog, or frankly have the ability to do one or a smoker that's big enough. So take us through your your prep. Was there a lot of did it come prep for you? What'd you do? Did you any kind of rub or injection?
So with this, so basically I did this whole cook. I didn't use any of my stuff. I wanted to use, stuff that I've received and stuff that I've never used before. So I used a bunch of Suckle Buster stuff, Cosmo stuff. With the pig, I always do the skin with just salt. So I always just rub the outside skin with salt, and then flip it over, and they, obviously they clean it for me. So
Yep.
that's open. So I'll usually put a rub and just apply it to the inside. Get as much as on the inside as I can, rub as much as I can, and then basically it's just whatever presentation layout you want. Put on the smoker that way, and then just keep it spritzed. So basically, you just want to keep spritzing it every hour just to keep the skin so it's looking, that nice maroon mahogany color, whatever. And that's, pigs are easy. I love doing pigs. And then, with smoking a pig, people kind of think, oh, can I eat the skin? Well, you're smoking a pig. It's a lot different than roasting or spitting it. The skin's basically leather, and that's what's holding all the juicy meat inside. So, you're not getting the stuff that's, the juices that are going over the coals and bouncing back up and putting it back into the pig. You're smoking it. So that skin's going to basically be leathery. And then you just slice the top of it, peel it back, and you have, just meat goodness.
Yeah. So you said you got some people coming over. So how do you when you cook a whole hog like that? Obviously, you have access to all the cuts, right? So what do you normally do? I mean, do you kind of parse it out prior to people coming over? Do you wait till is it help yourself and they're able to pull out part of the belly and part of the ham, or what? How does that work over?
So usually when you do a pig roast, the reason why you present a pig is because it takes that long to cool down. So when you take it off the pit or whatever cooking apparatus you're using, and you display it, the reason why you display it is just so people, one, can take pictures, but two, just so the whole thing cools down, because you won't be able to do anything with it until it cools down. So we usually present a pig for about 40, I'd say half an hour to about an hour, depending on what people want. And then, once we start cutting into it, people usually gather around. Some people are like, oh, can I have the ear for my dogs? Can I have the cheek? How many, can I grab a cheek? Can I grab this? So it all depends on what type of party you do. I mean, Italian parties, they want the the legs, the hooves. So it basically it depends on what type of party you're doing, but a pig just it brings everybody together, and some people don't like to see it, but I mean when it's out and they're actually eating it, it's a beautiful thing.
No, absolutely. So I got a couple questions coming in here. So Pickle says, what's his top goal that he wants in competition?
What's my top goal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always a couple competitions, but I really want to get into larger competitions and see how I do. I mean, I've done backyard stuff, local competitions. We've won Smutty Nose, best ribs in New Hampshire 2 years in a row. Middleborough. We did a New England Barbecue Society event, my first event ever. We got second place for ribs and chicken wings. So I mean, I want to get to the point where I feel comfortable and I have I feel like I belong, and to actually place in a good size competition.
Yeah. Do you have now I know obviously, COVID has kind of put the kibosh on a lot of stuff probably through the summer, but do you have kind of a uh, a list of competitions that you would like to do in the future?
No, just because we do a lot of catering. So usually competitions are, my catering gigs are mostly on the weekends, and competitions obviously happen on the weekends. So it basically depends on what we have going on, and then that's why I kind of like to stay around here. I mean, we're going to do an SCA event, which is a steak cook-off event in Catawissa, Pennsylvania. So we're going to be doing that in August. I mean, that's pretty much what I have. I'd rather cater than pay for events right now. So, and we just put a deposit on a 30-foot barbecue trailer with an ELEDX Old Hickory smoker on the back of it. So, I'm hoping to be very busy this year.
So wow, tell me more about that. What a 30-foot trailer?
Yeah, so we figure what's everything that's going on, restaurants and bars, that scene's going to kind of slow down right now, and then who knows if this thing will come back or not in the fall. So we decided to pull the trigger. We've been looking at spaces, and every space we've just kind of been unlucky. Landlords don't really want to work with you even during this time. So we found a spot, and we just decided to pull the trigger on a trailer. It's 30 feet. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got a smoker on the back porch, full kitchen inside of it, 4-burner cooktop, 3-bay steam table. Your 3-bay sink, charbroiler for my wings and tips and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going all in this year.
So wow, I'm just trying to pick. I mean, that's a huge trailer. So is it going to be for catering? Are you looking for a kind of a permanent destination? Is it going to be
So we have a spot. Local. Once we actually sign the paperwork, I'll release it. But we have a spot locally. Guy's awesome. So it's going to be basically there. When it's not being used for events and stuff like that. And we're going to pick events. We're going to be choosy. So we'll do events that have like 2,500 people or more. If you want it at your house, then obviously, it has to be a good sized party, but it's basically just going to be a fixture locally where people can come every day and grab lunch, grab, dinner. We can do delivery. We can do catering still. So, we just decided that was the best option.
Wow, that's not to interrupt, but I don't know if you can see the question on the screen. Some dude's asking, Cmac, who's his favorite brother?
Who's my favorite brother?
Do you want to guess who asked that question?
John Maggs.
That's right.
That's my favorite brother.
There you go. All right, a little setup there from Maggs. Well, so that sounds incredible. So, and I'm sorry, you probably said this, but when do you get the actual trailer?
So we're figuring. They're telling me 9 to 10 weeks, and then plus delivery. So I would probably say, to be safe, like 14 weeks, or sooner. But I would say that's the absolute deadline that it should be here.
Wow, I'll tell you that
But the
sounds.
spot we have, we're gonna have water, we're gonna have electricity. So we'll be able to go as long as we possibly can. And then if we have to close down, for a month or so in the winter, then we will. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy. I finally made a decision. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Well, listen, good for you, and it's, God knows, especially these days and right now with what everything's going through. I mean, that's a big decision, but it sounds phenomenal, and just knowing the food that you put out, I'm sure it's going to be a huge success. So,
Thank you. Yeah. Yep. So how you doing? How
you
are your
know,
ribs doing?
I'm doing good. So my ribs are actually cooking really fast. So I've never done back ribs.
Yep.
And so it's less meat on it, right, than a short rib. Short ribs are some of my favorites to do, but I got a great deal on these Wagyu back ribs, and so I actually just kind of wrapped them, threw in a little Lone Star beer, because Texas, and but they're coming along nicely. I'm actually kind of excited for these little Texas Twinkies too, and I know I'm not the only one doing some Twinkies today, but these bad boys are coloring up nicely. So, not doing a ton. What some people don't know is that my wife is a vegetarian, and
Yep.
we've got two kids that eat like birds. So, when I do these cooks, it's me eating, the kids eating a little tiny bit, and I got a lot of leftovers, which, listen, nothing wrong with that. But that being said, with doing this thing virtually and kind of by myself up here on the deck, all I needed some snacks to get me through the day. And, the ribs, I plan on those being done later, although I'll probably throw them in the cooler in another half an hour and just let them rest for a while and cut into those for later. Speaking of little wings.
Yep. So I will say, I used Cosmos. On the wings, I used Cosmos Dirty Bird, like the honey one.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. So I used the honey Cosmos honey rub, and then I used his barbecue sauce, and the flavor on them is to die for. With the brisket, I used his version of SPG, but it's I should have the bottles out here with me, but I'll post those after. But basically his salt, pepper, garlic mixture, and then I used cow cover for the brisket. The big beef ribs, I used the competition barbecue rub from Sucklebusters. And I mean, so far, everything that I've tried, and I usually don't arrive from what I cook with. I don't really try other people's rubs or, use other people's sauces. I usually just use what I use, and I'm very happy with all the results that, I came with today. So, yeah. Great products.
So we got another question here. And by the way, anybody watching, if you want to, either on YouTube or on Facebook, just go ahead and put throw a question up if you got one for Mike. For whatever reason, my browser's running a little bit slow. But Pickle's got another question. Have you thought about doing a drive-through? Where are we going? A drive-through charity barbecue like Red does?
I can tell Where's the? I need paper towels. Oh, right there. Have I thought about doing a charity barbecue drive-through? We do a lot of stuff for charities. Every year, we choose like 3 or 4 events, and we set up, we sell food, and then we give a proceeds to whatever charity they're doing. We do a lot with Circle of Friends in Salem, and I'd say that's probably the number one charity that we give to. But I mean, we can only pick and choose, how many we go with. So we like to do some stuff for veterans. We like to do some stuff for the people in Salem, and then we've done stuff for basically Little League in Derry, for the kids. So that's what we do.
Nice. And I'll tell you, I always say it. That's one of the coolest things about not only people that love to barbecue, but people that are kind of engaged with all barbecue groups and restaurants and so forth. That they truly tend to be some incredibly giving people.
Yep.
Whether it's charity or feeding the homeless, whatever else, and it's just a really good group. And by the way, again, I've gone from West Coast now to East Coast, and I will tell you that it's the same. It's that love of barbecue and probably just the love of food and cooking that brings everybody together.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And like even Operation Barbecue Relief, they do a ton. They get recognition, but they don't get a lot of recognition.
Yep.
And that's a huge organization that it's everything's money coming in from people, and the amount of foods that they serve to people in need is incredible.
Yeah.
And again, it's food just brings people together. Whatever you're doing, it's just you're doing it for a reason, and that's why you're doing it, and you're around people that you care about. So that's what this whole thing's about.
Yep. Absolutely. So Ryan, appreciate the comments. So you've got your couple of flavors of your barbecue sauce. Any expansion of the line planned into rubs or more flavors of your sauce?
So we're gonna be doing a Carolina mustard sauce. I'll have that on the trailer. I'm probably not going to co-pack it yet, but we are doing a Carolina mustard sauce, and we're doing an Alabama white sauce, and we're doing a kind of a vinegar-based Tabasco-y, just a spicy sauce.
Nice. I'll tell you, I love if people haven't tried the traditional Alabama white sauce, it is phenomenal. And
Yep.
See, you see Chris Lilly dipping his chickens in that vat. It doesn't get better than that.
Oh yeah. Dumps them in, throws them right back on. And I'm not a big mayo guy, but I think with the horseradish that I put in, works very well, and it's got that nice little bite, but a nice smooth flavor.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. I've got to take a quick break inside to get another beer. Can you,
Sure.
for anybody that may have joined late, can you take a little a walk out to your pig and show them what you got, and I will be right back.
Sure. Got some big beef ribs, St. Louis, brisket, big beef ribs, wings, pulled pork, pig. It's been sitting out for a little bit. It's fucking hot out here. Messy Mike sauces. So yeah, that's what we've been doing since about 4:30 this morning. Just trying to get it done and having some fun. I can't see any comments. Can you see comments? Oh, chat right.
what the? I've been crept upon. Babe, John turned the tables on us. I am the only one that can barbecue creep.
But you know what else happened?
What?
As soon as I came on.
Thank you. Yeah. I need one of those stick thingies.
Mike, you see who crept on me?
I can't see any of the chat.
So I went inside to grab a beer, and my kids just started yelling, "There's somebody out on your deck!" And Sean Hoppy Hopkins is out here wearing his mask and going live at the same time, peeking at my pit.
How was barbecue creeping this morning?
It was good. You know, listen, some traditions I've been able to keep up. So I was able to creep on 4 people, including Sean, and they were all there.
I'm surprised he was awake.
Another friend of yours, Clay Lafort. Yeah, it was all good.
Nice. How's the big rig doing?
Here, let me sit down. You go over here.
Greg was nice enough to get me a beer, though.
You need one. You need one of those special beer drinking masks.
This ain't working.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm here, what you cooking, Craig?
I got. You know what I'm cooking? I'm cooking my ribs. You got any questions for Mike while we got him?
Yeah, Mike. How's the jerky experiment going?
Jerky
experiment is going excellent.
We gonna be able to buy any jerky soon? Messy Mike on the conference video thing, dude. So, Mike, we got the jerky. How's that going? What are you gonna do?
Hold on.
No, Mike's in a cave right now.
Hold on. Something happened. All right.
Well,
sorry.
There he is.
So the jerky experiment's going good. I've been doing it basically every time I got a batch out, I put a batch in the marinade, and then I keep the marinade for about a week. It's constantly in the fridge. I think I have to. The flavor's great. The jerky's great, but I think I need to cut it thinner. So it. I think just for a better texture. Because I've been doing them. I've been slicing them. I got a slicer, so I've been slicing them. Right off the bottom round or the top round, and then I'll just marinate them and then throw them on. Where I think I have to slice those and then throw them on, which it'll give me a better texture. But I mean, so far, people that have had them, they like them. Good flavor, and it tastes like jerky.
Does jerky taste like jerky?
Yep.
So are you looking to? So are you looking to package that and sell it under your brand and everything? Is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah. At some point, I mean, you have to go through the whole, FDA thing. And if you're gonna vacuum seal it, then now you need an inspector there. So we're waiting for the kitchen. The kitchen that I was sharing. She's in the process of getting a space that's going to have all that in it. So we can rent out space when we need to package stuff. So I'll be able to package ribs, briskets, anything vacuum sealed because the USDA inspector would be there. So that's what we're going to start doing once her spot opens up.
Okay. Nice. Wow. I got a camera in my face here. I know you can't see it, Mike, but Sean's like TMZ. So like the paparazzi is going on, but I know. So that sounds fantastic. So let's see what else. Let me see if there's anything else, guys. I know I've been I haven't been ignoring people, but we got Lep in the chat. Desiree was in the chat. Crawdaddy, Ryan G. A whole gang of people. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. Jed, what's going on, buddy? Pickles says Alabama white sauce is dead simple but oddly good. I couldn't agree with you more. First of all, I am a second generation mayonnaise lover. So I'm down with anything pretty much that's got mayonnaise in it to begin with.
See,
But
I only like mayonnaise on roast beef 3 ways. That's it.
well, see now, and again, I've only been out in New England for 3 years, but I do know enough that you start discussing 3 ways and what you like or don't like on it. People start getting really crazy, right?
Yep, 3 ways and mayonnaise.
That's one of those things. It's like 3 ways. How you like your lobster rolls? What else are New England things that people get? New England food things. Is it just kind of those 2?
I'd say, I mean, lobster rolls definitely, roast beefs. I mean, I'd even say, steak and cheeses. Chowder.
Chowder.
I mean, I'd say those are the staples.
Yeah. Yep.
From here, I mean, there's nothing better than a perfect roast beef sandwich.
I would agree.
Did you just say New Englanders eat staples?
No.
Can you buy staples at Best Buy?
You can.
You can buy staples at Staples too.
Staples at Staples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if I'm wearing a mask, can we kiss?
All right. So
I'm glad you're being safe, Sean. I appreciate it.
I'm just gonna ignore. Sometimes you just gotta ignore him, Mike. I know you've known him for a long time. You know this. Pickles is on fire with the comments and the questions. So I'm not sure if this is directed to myself. I'm guessing it's to you, Mike. Hold on. Let me put it up on here.
Did you
do you put queso on your hat and use it for nachos at parties?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Yes.
Pickles, the day ain't over yet. There may be a lot of stuff on that hat by the end of the day.
Yeah. Yep. In my boots.
I love the boots with the shorts. So I was telling my wife that we're actually kind of lucky that we're not doing this live, because I had planned on going, the boots and the Wranglers and this beautiful shirt of mine and my belt buckle, and I'll tell you, it would have gotten really hot really quick. It's already a little warm up on it. Thankfully, we've got a little bit of breeze coming through, but I may have been, by 5 o'clock at Anna Jake's again, getting a bag or 2 of saline injected as per my other Riverfest tradition out here.
Now, did it rain there last night?
We got, when I woke up at 4:15, it had already kind of passed through. So I think I looked back at my weather app and it looked like we got a little bit of rain, maybe at 3 or 4 o'clock that, holy mackerel. Mike, you got something in your beard.
Yep.
It might, but it cleaned off all the pollen from the last few days, and it was a welcome. But again, I keep on telling everybody, Riverfest Mother Nature loves Riverfest. It's pretty much a perfect day. Nice little breeze, not too humid, and you do it. You stole one of my Twinkies.
Hey,
be careful, that's gonna fall off.
Oh, geez. Look at our time, Craig.
Oh,
all
that's
right.
delicious. Holy shit.
Give it a shot. That cheese in the middle may be hot. Oh, let's put that there. Dogs will get that. You gotta love at least when I barbecue creep, I don't actually ever steal anything off of anybody's smokers.
You should.
I probably should. I should change that in the future. But how are the Twinkies coming along?
That's really good.
Good.
Nice job.
Oh, thank you.
I was
See if they know exactly what they're cooking. Steal a couple of things and then say, "What did I take from you?"
That's true. Next year when I go out creeping, I'll do it a little bit early so people aren't awake, and I'll take a little knife with me and slice off little end cuts of the brisket and so forth.
Just Bring the hot
I was
club.
hoping you'd come up here today.
I'll tell you, I was tempted to make if I got up a little bit earlier and planned it a little bit better. I would have swung by your place. I would have swung by the boys at Neps had a big sleepover last night.
Speaking of which, doesn't Greg have assless chaps for the show?
Great.
Oh, if he does, that will be awesome.
I can't confirm or deny that there will be assless chaps later, but everybody will just have to tune in to see what's going on.
I wanted to come out in. Did you see the Jack Black video where he's just in spandex, cowboy boots, and a cowboy hat with the beard?
Yep.
That's what I wanted to come out to, but I was told otherwise. I was told to keep it clean.
All your neighbors.
I probably could have figured out a way not to do it on the live, but to blur everything in post production. But well, listen. What else do you want people to know, Mike? Why don't you give everybody all your social media stuff and
So we're on Instagram, Facebook, I believe Twitter. I have no idea. But Facebook, Instagram, Messy Mike's BBQ. My website is Messy Mike's BBQ or barbecue spelled with a CUE or barbecue spelled with a QUE. Doesn't matter. Just put in Messy Mike's BBQ somewhere and you'll get to it. We sell sauces. We'll have apparel.
You sell your sauces online now, right?
So we're selling our sauces online. We're in the process of not rebranding, but getting another logo to accommodate the other logo, and then we're doing a new website. So that should be completed, I'd say, within the next 2 weeks. So once that's done, we'll have apparel, we'll have t-shirts, sweatshirts, stuff like that. Some cool stuff coming.
Excellent. And they can still find you on Grindr?
What's your Tinder, Mike?
What? Have you changed your Grindr and Tinder profiles through COVID, or are they still the same?
Nope, still barbecue beard 1, 2, 3.
The barbecue bear on Grindr. All right.
Settle down, Sean. Settle down.
Listen, brother. It's been way too long. You and Mags were very nice to me to have you on your show when you were on Pit Life. You were gracious enough last year to come and cook, even though, by the way, I wasn't sure if you're going to show up. Mike was the first one, I think, in Riverfest history to show up like about 15 minutes before judging and still bust everything out and killed it. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
hopefully next year we can.
Time, I'm coming in the morning.
Hopefully next year we can do it. For real. But I appreciate your time today. The food, dude, looks. I may just cancel the rest of my stuff today and head up there for some of that pig. That pig looks beautiful, brother.
Awesome. Thank you. And before I forget, so we are doing I'm doing another podcast. It's going to be called BBQ Happy Hour. It's on Mondays, because that's the only time I'll be able to, kind of get away to do something. So it's going to be BBQ Happy Hour Mondays from 7 to 8. We're taking it slow, but it's going to be me and then a fellow, another pitmaster, halfway, in the country. So we'll be doing everything via Zoom and stuff like that. So looking forward to that. But again, it's just something to do. And it's on Mondays from 7 to 8. So, if you want to tune in. It should be a good time.
Excellent. And that's going to be on Facebook, or where are you going to stream it on?
It's going to be on Facebook, YouTube. I'd say that's it right now. We're taking it slow, taking it easy, but we're talking everything from booze, beers, barbecue, and just, the good life, having a good time.
That's awesome. Well, listen, as far as I'm concerned, there can't be enough barbecue talk and podcasts and stuff out there. We'll definitely tune in. Do you have a date on when the first show is, Mike?
We'll post that. So we got the website up. We're still working on some stuff. So, trying to get a few people on, and once we do that, then we'll post the date. We'll, put it out on social media. But it's barbecue, but it's also kind of, stuff that people don't know about these guys and about barbecue people. Just, we're going to have a good time, have some fun, and, with a little barbecue.
Excellent.
And there's always going to be drinking involved. So that's good.
Listen, I'm not normally down with that, as my friends will tell you, but, I'll make an exception. All right, brother. Listen, I appreciate it. And listen, for folks that are watching, stay tuned for Mike's, new podcast. Get yourself some Messy Mike's barbecue sauce. And again, man, have a good feast out there. That pig looks beautiful. So appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you soon, brother.
All right, guys. Later, Cmac.
All right, bro. All right, so what time we got? 12:45. So I'm going to try to keep each one of these segments to about 45 minutes. Here's what we got coming up next. Hopefully you guys can go take a break, whatever you're doing. Enjoy a beautiful Saturday, and then we'll be back on in about 13 minutes with the boys from Neps. I keep on saying I'm excited for this next one. I'm really excited for all of them because they've all got something great to bring to the table. But again, these guys have been up, I think, all night. I don't even know if they'll show. They may be asleep. But they threw down a 20-pound brisket and a bunch of other stuff. They had Tent City going on in Greg, the barbecue broker's backyard. We're going to work on, and we will take all suggestions, no matter what they're rated, to get Kevin Yore his own nickname, because he's the only one out of this trio that doesn't have a nickname. Eureka. All right, you can put that in. So I think it's going to be a fun segment to see what they're doing, and come on back in about 12 minutes, and we'll have some more fun. Go get a beer, potty break. I'm going to grab one of these Twinkies, I think, and we'll see y'all in a few. All right, guys.